Yeah, good evening everyone. So welcome back to our session. In last class, which topic we have seen? Pipelines, right? So have practiced pipelines? After practicing, any doubts or any queries? After practice. Okay, fine. So in today's session, we are going to learn about master and slave. Make the heading as master and slave. Master and slave. This is the name of the concept. Are you able to see this one? Master and slave. Okay. So fine. In last class, we have seen one. So if you observe in last class, we have seen some good load in Jenkins, right? When the Jenkins load got increased, what happened to Jenkins? Huh? Crashed. So when the Jenkins server got crashed, like what we are going to do? We are going to stop the server completely and start it, and we are going to make the service enable. But if I want to do multiple bits, this single server cannot able to handle all of the bills. For that purpose, what we will do, we are going to distribute the bills. What we are going to do? To distribute the bills, we are going to use master and slave. First of all, write this only single line. To distribute the bills, we use master and slave. What is the main purpose of using master and slave? To distribute the bills. So, who is coming now? Okay, give me a second. What now? Is it the same thing? Like, are you getting like fine now? Can you please confirm me once? Is the voice ready? Okay, give me a second then.
Phone voice shows compulsory. Guys, are you able to hear me now? Is it clear? Can you confirm me once now? Okay, thank you. So fine, I think we can start now. So what is the name of the concept like we are discussing now currently? Master and slave. What is the main purpose of using master and slave to distribute the bills actually? Okay, fine then. So first of all, let's set up the EC2 instance and like run the Jenkins route behind so I can go into the concept. Remember, once you are getting this kind of issue, the reason is you are having root user login. Which user? But you need to log in as EC2 user. That is the reason why you are getting this error. Okay. Okay. For example, let's consider it is our Jenkins server. Which server? Jenkins server. It is the slave one server. I'll choose red color for your clarity. It is slave 2 server. And it is slave 3 servers. How many slaves I have here? 3 slaves. Okay. So generally what we will do, so this Jenkins server is going to make the bills, correct or not, sir? It's make the bills. When the bills are overloaded, this is going to be crash. For that purpose, what we will do is, we will create a slave servers. What we will create? Instead of making bills from the Jenkins server, we will try to create bills on slave server. That means Jenkins server will run the build, but the bills are going to store on which server? Slave server. So like this, we can create n number of slaves as per our requirement. We will click build now on Jenkins, but the output is going to store on slave servers. Now, if you tell me, is Jenkins going to have loads or no? Why? Because the outputs are going to store on different servers. Now we can avoid some load in the Jenkins server. So the main purpose is to distribute the bills. It is to reduce the load on the Jenkins server. When the bills are distributed for different servers, now bills are not storing on the Jenkins server. Bills are distributing to slave servers. Is Jenkins going to have some less load or not, sir? Definitely. And how the communication is going to happen, communication between master and slave is going to be SH communication. That means, if you observe here, if you observe this diagram, this master can able to communicate with slave servers. How the communication between master and slave is going to be? SH. So Jenkins master server will communicate with its slave servers by using the SH concept. Like not only for the single server, for every server, you will have the SH communication only. For slave number 1, for slave number 2, and even for the slave number 3 also. Tell me, what is the communication between like master and slave, guys? SH communication. What is the main purpose of using master and slave? To distribute the bill. If I distribute the bill, what will happen? Load will be reduced. Fine. So here, the main thing about master and slave means we need to install here agents. Without agent, your Jenkins master and slave concept will not work. Here, agent means Java 11 is the agent. What is agent here? That means definitely in your slave server, you need to install Java 11. If you don't install Java 11 on the slave servers, these slaves will not able to respond to the master. Now tell me, what is the main component in the master and slave here? Agent. You need to call it as, what is the agent here? Java 11 is your agent. Clear now? Communication is SH. Okay. But what is the agent here? If you don't have Java 11, will your slave server respond to your master? No, it will not respond. And the next point is going to be here. Here, slave can use on any platform. That means your slave can be Linux server or it can be Windows server, or it can be any other server also. It can be like anything. And here the last point you need to observe is label. Label means nothing but way of assigning work for the slave. For example, if you go and see here, how many slaves do I have? I want to assign work for this slave. How can I assign? By using a label. For example, let's consider I want to assign work for you. What I'll do? Do this work. If I tell do this work, you are going to confuse. Why? Because you are not sure to whom I'm telling with, right? But for example, if your name is Kiran, do this work, Kiran means he is going to respond or not, sir. There, what I'm using a label called name. Here also, whenever I have multiple slaves, for each slave, there will be one label. Label is nothing but by using that label, you can assign the work. For example, this label can be 1. Okay. And slave 2 label can be 2. And slave 3 label can be 3. This can be any kind of thing. Okay. Labels can be defined by user. You can give whatever name you want, but here I'm using 1, 2, 3. So main 3 points about master and slave. Master and slave use it to distribute the bills, sir. How master and slave is going to communicate? SH. How master is going to assign work for the slaves? By using labels. And if my slave want to communicate with master, what I need to install? Agent I need to install. What is agent here? Is the stuff clear till now? So this is about the master and slave. So now we are going to do it in practical way. Guys, remember, without master and slave, your real-time work is not going to happen. Okay. So definitely in real time, you are going to use master and slave concept. For that purpose, first of all, I'll connect with my Jenkins. I created just now a new server. And already I created 2 fresh servers. Okay. In that servers, we haven't installed anything. First of all, let's go with the main server and like try to establish communication between them. What is a plugin? It is small software which automates our work. Okay, instead of installing tools, you can use plugins. Okay. For example, here I install Maven and Git, right? If you don't install them directly, you can use plugins. Okay, that will work as a tool. So let me go here. Username and password can be anything. Okay. So first of all, what I'll do is I'll try to create continuous integration job. All of you know how to create continuous integration job, right? Continuous integration meaning is continuous build plus continuous, whatever continuously building and testing, old code with new code. So if I go to GitHub, if I go to DevOps Veraham, and if I go for Jenkins Java project, you can get this here. And one more thing, what is the meaning of Jenkins file? You know, if you write the pipeline code in the text file, that is what you can call as Jenkins file. So I am configuring the Jenkins now. Next, what is the goal we need to specify in the build step? If you go for execute shell, what is the command here we want to give? Or you can just invoke top level Maven target. This is also helpful. Okay, just write here clean package. What you can write? You can use execute shell or you can use invoke top level Maven targets. Both are going to work on the same output. Click on build now. Is it building or not, sir? Currently, if you go and check here, if you go and check here, I will show you like where exactly it is working. If I go for full log, sir, currently where it is running on? Running on. That means it is running on my Jenkins server only. But if I do Jenkins, like if I do builds on Jenkins server continuously, my disk space is going to be out and it is going to receive a huge load. For that purpose, what I want to do? Now I want to distribute my traffic from main Jenkins server to slave server. It is my main Jenkins server. Let me write here. Jenkins server. Now from Jenkins server, I want to distribute my build or not, sir. How I am going to distribute means see. First of all, I'll create a slave server. Okay. So already I have two servers. This is freshly created here. If you go ahead and see, are you able to see two new servers here? Are you able to see slave 1 and slave 2? So these two are freshly created servers. Click on slave 1. Try to connect with your slave 1. Sir, when you are connecting with slave server, the first thing what you are going to do, you need to install the agent here. What we gonna install? What is the agent here? Tell me the command to install Java 11. Amazon Linux extras install Java hyphen OpenJDK 11. And everybody joined on Google Classroom and Telegram channel, right? Is anybody yet to join? Wait, it is not going to work. Why? Because here again the root user is there. So we need to replace root as which user? It will not work. So root user to EC2 user. And let me check the Telegram channel. So not Telegram channel, just Google Classroom. Fine. So you can use the command Amazon Linux extras install Java hyphen OpenJDK 11. Okay. So this is the command. Step number 1. How to set up the slave means create a server and install Java 11. It is your step number 1. Sudo hyphen I. It is installing Java 11 now. So now Java 11 got installed. You can check it. Java hyphen version. Now what happened, code will be given to slave server. In the slave server, the code is going to compile and code is going to build. Clear now? Instead of Jenkins, we are going to use it now. So now in step number 2, are you seeing the setup on slave server? So this is going to be main important. So write step number 1, create and install Java. Like write step numbers only, don't write commands and all. Right, step number 1, create a server and install Java 11. Your okay. Okay. What is your step number 1? Create a server and install. In step number 2, set up the slave server. What is your step number 2 here? So in the second step, we are going to do everything like in step number 3, right? Configuration of slave. What is your step number 3? Configuration. So remember, while you are setting up the master and slave, the main point is about here, you need to give the Java 11. Without Java 11, it will not work, right? Just note point also, right? Note point. Without Java 11, slaves will not work. Without Java 11, your slaves will not work. Without Java 11, your slaves will not work now. Okay. So now these are the most important points you need to keep in mind when we are setting up the master and slave. So now let's go for the setup. So it is my Jenkins dashboard, sir. Don't worry about the process. Every process, step by step, we have included on the notes. So don't worry about the process. First of all, you need to go for manage Jenkins. Yes, like Swapnil. Go for manage Jenkins. In the manage Jenkins, if you go, are you seeing notes here? In the notes, you can go for built-in node. Built-in node is a default node, which we are having. But if you want to create a new node, click on new node. Node name is going to be slave1. Guys, this name can be anything. Of course, you can give your name also. That doesn't even matter. So slave name is going to be slave1. Click on permanent agent and click on create. Okay. But again, I'll show you one more time. First of all, go for dashboard. The dashboard, click on manage Jenkins. After manage Jenkins, you need to go for nodes. In nodes, you need to click on new node. And in the new node, you are going to give the name of the node here. So node name, I am going to give it as slave1. Permanent agent, click on create. We go. This is the nodes dashboard, manage Jenkins, nodes and clouds. New node, node name you can give whatever you want. Click on permanent and click on. Now here configuration part will comes to the slave. How you gonna configure the slave server? Means configuration is yet very easy, but keep focus. Already you know what is the meaning of executors. Number of builds we can do, right? So I want to run 3 parallel builds in the Jenkins server. That means this Jenkins server, I want to make 3 builds parallelly. Or if you want to make 5 builds parallelly, click here 5. But as of now, I want 3 builds parallelly. Fine. Remote root directory means once your build is completed, where your output want to store, I want to store output on TMP folder. Where you want to store the output? Or you can create your custom workspace. You know already how to create custom workspace, right? Create your custom workspace, give permission, give your workspace name here, I mean path. Number of executors means number of parallel builds. Remote root directory means where your output is going to store. See, number of executors means number of parallel builds. Remote root directory means the place where our output is stored on slave server. Next year label, already we seen. Place the output on particular slave. Already we discussed. How master is going to assign work for the slave means by using the labels concept. Here I can give label number 1. What I can give? But if you want, you can give your name as label also. Coming to the usage, click on drop down. Only build the jobs with label expression matching this node. That means whenever I give label number 1, then only build this. Otherwise, don't build on this server. If I call, for example, if your name is Kiran, if I call you Kiran, then only you can respond, sir. But instead of Kiran, if I call Uday, are you going to respond? Here also, I'm telling that whenever I give label number 1, then only build the jobs while label expression is matching. Otherwise, don't build. Launch method. What is the connection between master and slave? SSH, right? So now here we want to give the details of our client server, like our slave server. First of all, go to your slave server, copy the private IP address. What you want to copy? You can use hostname -i command, or you can go to the like GUI and you can take your IP address from here. Next, here credentials. What is the meaning of credential? Means if you are logged into this slave server, there will be one default user and some password will be there, right? If I want to connect, I need to give credentials. Without giving credentials, I cannot able to work with it. So if I go for credentials, by default here I don't have any credentials. What is the default login username with the slave server here? Like default username for EC2. Correct only, say it loudly. EC2 user, right? So click on add, click on Jenkins. Now I am gonna give username with private key. Are we having PEM file for our server? We can use our PEM file as password. We can use our PEM file as SH username with private key. You need to select this one. Tell me what is the username here? EC2 hyphen user. This is the username. And if you go to private key, click on enter directly, click on add. What is the PEM file we are using? Name of the PEM file. I think it's ubatch 4 p.m. right? Ubatch 04. So try to open this file. Ubatch 04. I think this file is on my desktop. Oh, wait. Ubatch 04. Okay. Wait. This file is not opening like this. Let me go for my desktop. Go to desktop. Here I have the file. And keep here. Are you seeing this file? So wherever your PEM file is located, go to that path and just give Control A, Control C. Why? Because I want to copy each and everything. Once you copy the content, just paste it here. Okay. That's it. Now, if you want to give, you can give description also. Description means for which server I'm using. I'm using it for slave 1. Click on add, sir. Now your credential got added or not, sir? Click on drop down. EC2 user is the username. I am using this credential for my slave 1. And host verifying strategy, I am clicking it on non-verifying strategy. What I'm clicking it on? So I'm going to click on save now. But before going for click on save, just try to observe this one more time. Every configuration from here to here. Just read it once. I mean, like just see it once, observe. Why? Because I want to explain this one more time for you. Just make it read. First of all, number of executor means what, sir? Number of parallel builds. Remove root directory means place where our output got stored. Label means how to assign the work for the slave. That means to place the output on particular slave, we are going to use labels. And usage, we are going to select last option. Host means you need to give private IP address. You need to go for credentials, add Jenkins. What kind of credentials we are going to add? SSH, username with private key. So what is the username here? EC2 hyphen user. And how you are going to get the private key? Go for PEM file that is given to your server. Click on save. And verifying strategy also you are going to click on last option. So this configuration we have done, right? But I'm not gonna save this configuration. But if I want to save, click on save. Now what I'm gonna do is, I will show you how this slave is going to work. Is this launching now currently? How many build executors I got? Why? Because I give 3 only. Now what I'm gonna do is I'll go to here. If I want to configure, if I want to change anything, go to configuration. But I'm deleting this agent, sir. What I'm deleting? Why I'm deleting the agent means I want to show it one more time for all of you. Can you do it one more time from the scratch? Now you tell me the process. I explained already one time and I shown you on the notes also. Now you tell me how to do it. First of all, oh wait. First of all, you need to go to manage Jenkins. I think internet is a bit slow. After manage Jenkins, click on nodes. And after that, new node. Then you need to give slave name. So slave name can be anything. I'm giving it as slave one. Permanent agent, click on. I'll ask you the question, you tell me the answer. What is the meaning of number of executors? Number of parallel builds it can do. Number of parallel builds I want 3. Remote root directory means where the output is storing. So I'm gonna give it on /tmp. Labels, where I'm gonna show the output. Like label means how the particular job is placing on particular server. Okay. So I'm going to give label as 1. Usage, if you are not able to remember the option, whenever you are seeing drop down, click on last option. Drop down, last option. Here also, last option. And here also you can see one drop down, right? This one. It is also last option. That's it. And here host means what we need to give? Private IP of our slave. I copied the private IP from here and I have given. Now how to add credentials, sir? Add Jenkins. In kind, we need to select SH username with private key. Description, I am using it for slave 1. What is the username? EC2 hyphen username. And how to get the private key? Click on enter directly. Add. Already your PEM file will be on local. Just copy the PEM file and provide this completely on your server. So click on cancel. Why? Because I'm not adding. Already I have the credentials, right, for last server. So I'm gonna choose the same thing. If you click on save, now that is going to make build on, like it is going to launch now. Now is launching slave server clear for all of you guys? Is it able to understand all of you? Fine. So now what is my requirement? I want to distribute build to slave 1 server. Which server? Now what I'll do is I'll go to here in the dashboard. The only change I will do is inside the job. I'll go inside the job. Click on configuration. Now where you want to build on master server or like our slave server? The only thing you want to change is if you go to here in advanced option above, are you seeing restrict where this project run? I want to run this on slave 1. Which one? What is the label for slave 1? Are you seeing 1 here? That's it. Click on save and click on build now. Automatically code will be taken to that server and it is going to build and test there. But unfortunately, it got failed. Troubleshooting is very, very easy. Don't worry about troubleshooting. How to do troubleshooting? First of all, you need to go to console output. Where you want to go to? In console output, you want to check for error. Just to give Control F and check where is the error. ERR. Where is the error, sir, here? Are you seeing the error here? What is the error? Cloning remote repository. Okay. Sir, why it got failed, sir? Are you seeing one more error here? Read this one. Error performing git command. That means it is cannot able to perform the git command. So here one more error also there. No such file or directory. Read this one completely. Cannot run git. Cannot run no such file or directory. That means if you see all of this error, what you can came to know? Someone said the answer correct, but say it loudly. Huh? Git URL already we configured on job na. You configured the URL, but Git is not working. What is the main reason? Git is not install. What is not install? Sorry, in slave server, you said that build is going to perform that. That means code will go to there. It is going to build, it is going to test, it is going to convert into artifact. But in slave server, if you want to get the code, you need to have Git or not, sir? If you want to build it, you need to have Maven or not, sir? But where are those components in the slave server? Have you installed them? No. For that purpose, go here and first of all try to check whether this installed or not. Are you seeing any Git here? Are you seeing any Maven version here? So now install Git 10 Maven. How to install? Yum install Git and Java 1.8. Wait, spelling is wrong. Now it will work properly or not, sir? So remember, troubleshooting is very, very easy. The only skill you need to learn while troubleshooting is reading English. If you're able to read English properly, troubleshooting is going to be very, very easy, sir. Okay. If you read it, you can able to understand. If you can able to understand, you can think why it will happen. So point clear for all of you? Fine. So now if I go here and if I click on build now this time is the job going to run properly or not, sir? Will it run properly or not? Yes, sir, not tell anything. Sure about it? Just check it out. It will work properly now. Is it building on slave server now? If you want me to show, go for the console output here. The console output in the top of the logs. Let me go to the top of the logs. We go to top of logs. Currently it is building on where, sir? Building remotely on slave 1 with label name. In which workspace? Temp directory or not, sir? Now it is distributing build to slave server. If you want me to show, currently we are on slave server, right? Go to cd/tmp. Here you can see your workspace now. Are you able to see your workspace now? Go to workspace now. Inside workspace, are you able to see the code now? Like job. Now one is a job name. You can go to cd1. That is the job name, guys. Here, okay? That is the job name. Are you able to see are you able to see source and target here now? How it is working, sir? It is working properly or not? So here you have everything. Now if you go to target folder, your var file will be on always target folder. Are you seeing var file here? This is the way how you are going to distribute builds to the slave servers. Which servers? Now can we do this activity one more time? We have slave server 2. Can we do everything from the scratch? Now this time you need to tell me the process. Already I said step 1, step 2, step 3 on your notes. Read them first of all. What is your step number 1? Set up the slave server. Slave server setup. Create a server, install agent. Step number 2, set up the slave server and do configuration on it. But before I go into explain for the concept, is the concept clear for all of you? Online, what about you? Can you please confirm? Is the master and slave concept clear for all of you or not? I would like to get response from all of you online, guys. Okay, fine. So now what exactly I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing on my slave server 2. Now, first of all, already I have slave server 2, sir. Like that is normal empty server only. I create it. So I'm going to connect to it and I'm going to install agent on it. What is the agent here now? Guys, remember same process, nothing different. We can do it within 2 minutes, okay? Instead of root user, which user we want to give here now? EC2 hyphen user. Now tell me what is the step number 1? Step number 1. Installing agent. Create a server, install agent. What is the agent here? Java. Without agent, can we able to work on slave server? it will not work. Okay. So for your practical knowledge and for your troubleshooting skills, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to install Java 11 here. I will not install. Why? Because I want to show you error, right? How the error will come if you don't install Java. I create a server, but I'm not installing any agent here. What I'll do is I'll try to configure the server directly. Now tell me the configuration of server. Click on manage Jenkins later. Nodes. Previously, nodes and clouds are same option, but it got separated recently. Click on slave name can be permanent agent. You can click copy existing node means already whatever the settings applied for node 1 will be applicable to node 2. But don't do this one. Why? Because you want to practice, right? So click on permanent agent. If I click this one, everything will come. What is the point of practicing there? Click on create, and here number of build executor means what is the meaning of number of build executors? Number of parallel builds I'm making here. Let's take 4 this time. Remote root directory means where your output is going to label. This time I'm giving I can give whatever I want, right? So I'm giving Graham here. Usage. Last option. Launch method. Last option. Here also we have one more drop down. It is also. So now host means here what we gonna give? Private IP address of slave 2. This is working too slow. So slave to private IP address I'm copying now. Give it. Now again how to add credentials. Click on. Of course we can use same credentials. Why? Because same username and same PEM file, right? But I am creating separately for your more clarity. So kind what I want to select. Username with private key. Description I am giving. I am using it for slave 2. Username. Is it a user? And in private key click add. Already I have the content here in this file. So I'm gonna select, I'm gonna copy and I'm gonna paste. Click on add. So you need to select the slave 2 now. Fine. Click on save. The moment if you go for click on save, now it is not going to work. So see, it is gonna fail now. You can see one offline. So whenever your slave goes offline, there will be 2 major reasons. Reason number 1, not installing slave. Reason number 2, if you give wrong username and wrong password, it is going. Reason number 1. First of all, Java 11. If you don't install Java 11, it is going to be failed. Second one, wrong credentials. If you give wrong credentials also, it is going to fail. For example, username is EC2-user, but if you give EC2-user, it will fail. Or in password, in the credential file, if you forgot to copy one single word, for example, if I forgot to copy this line, sir, I missed this one, failed again. Okay, so like this. So now how to troubleshoot means go to here, click on this. I'm telling troubleshooting methods. So click on logs. Are you seeing logs here? Log means why it is going to fail. It is going to print some messages. It is telling that, see, exception. Java not found on Hudson slaves. That means here Java is not running. So I cannot able to go further. For that purpose, what I'll do? I'll go to my slave server now. Can I install Java here now? Let's go and install Java. So this is my command to install Java. Vanessa, still my voice breaking for you? So now go for sudo hyphen I. Clear the screen. Try to install Java 11. Now this time I'm installing Java 11 here. Is Java 11 installing now? So once you see the Java 11 is installing now, don't do anything. Don't do any configuration again. If you go to top of the page here, okay, come to the status, okay. You can click on relaunch agent, or even if you don't do it, just wait for some time. Once the Java is installed. Is Java 11 installed now? Go here and click on refresh. Is it doing anything now? Sir, already you installed agent, right? Is it working properly now? Still working? No. For that purpose, whenever you are seeing the same thing, just go for status again and you can see relaunch agent. Are you seeing this agent now? Launch agent. It will work properly now. Is it connected now? So once you see that, once your configuration is done, go to the status and click on launch agent. What you need to click on? Is the agent got launched here? Now if I want to make a build on slave 2, what I will do here? Go to the configuration part. Go to the configuration part. Here what I will do, sir, now? What I will do now? Here instead of label 1, what is the slave, or like what is the slave to label? Raham. Just give Raham here. Are you seeing slave to label? If I click on save and if I click on build now, automatically build will distribute to slave 2 or not, sir? To which path in slave 2? Same path, cd slash. We give TMP only, right? So it will go for only TMP path. Currently in TMP, are you able to see any workspace here? No. Okay. But when you make a build, then you can see the workspace. Here, remote.jar means you can get when you install Java and you connect with slave only. Remote.jar. So now click on build now. Sir, if I click on build now, automatically build will fail. Why build will fail? Because you don't have Git here, you don't have Maven, and you don't have Java. Already we faced this problem on last example or not, sir? So now, if I don't want to face this issue, first of all, I'm installing all of them and I'll go and I'll click on build now. All of them are installing now properly. So now go here, click on build now. Now this is going to make a build on slave server 2 with the label name Raham. If you want me to show, go for console output. In console output, where it is building, sir? On slave 2 in Raham. But unfortunately, what happened here? Fail. Why it got fail? So Git and Maven are not installed properly. Before installing, you try to make a build. Okay. That means we are in a bit hurry. Okay. So now if I go and click on build now, it will work properly now. Why? Because previously when I click on build now, in the background Git and Maven are installing. That is not completely done yet. That is the reason why it failed. Let me check. Is the installation complete or not? Right. Like, okay, Git is not installed yet. Wait, yum install Git hyphen. Well, let me install this one. Is the installation done now? Now you can get it, sir. Now tell me, is troubleshooting part easy or difficult for you? Easy, right? When it is going to easy? If you see console output, if you are able to read the error perfectly, then it is going to be very, very easy for you. So this is what we can call as master and slave concept. Which concept? Now have you got the complete idea about master and slave concept? Clear? Online, what about you? Can you please confirm, is the master and slave concept clear for all of you or not? If it is clear, try to ping clear online, guys. Okay, fine now. So here what I'm going to tell you is now, sir, if you are performing master and slave, in future I want to change the configuration of master and slave. How you can change this? I'll tell you. Go to manage Jenkins. Like if you want to change the configuration, or like instead of manage Jenkins, for example, see in slave one, if you want to change some configuration, click on slave one directly. Are you seeing configuration here? Click on configuration. Here, whatever, for example, number of build executors, I want only one. How many I want? Click on one only. Are you seeing number of build executors came to one now? Previously it was 3, right? But how many you are seeing now for slave one? Configuration can be changed or not, sir? Or, for example, for few days, I want to stop this node. That means build need not to schedule on this node. In that case, if you can go here, are you seeing disconnect here? You can select disconnect, or you can see made mark this node temporarily offline. So that node will become to offline. I'm writing a description. This node is under maintenance now. Now what happened, in this node, nothing is going to build now. Why? Because I make it offline. Intentionally, I make it offline. Now in future, if you want to make it again online, bring this node back to online. Again, it came back or not, sir? So if you want to see statistics, click on stats here. This stats is nothing but like you can see the timestamp here, like from how many times the build got scheduled, at what time it got appeared here. Are you seeing one graph here? You can see it by using the statistics. Like I want to see it on short span. Are you able to see it or not, sir? At this so and so time, the build got scheduled and it is got working smoothly like that. And there is one more thing called script console here. So it is a script console. Like basically, we don't use this as of now. And if you go to system information here, the system information, it is going to tell that it is the agent. So these are the properties. Are you seeing the properties of system here? Java properties and everything. Are you able to see or not, sir? Even environment you can see. For example, if you want to see the like what we call PWD. What is the current working directory? TMP, right? And what is the user here? And here, what is the SSH client here? IP address is what it is. And connection is this connection for this one. So like this, what you can do is you can see the complete system information. But again, we don't do this on real time. I am trying to give you the clarity why these options are existing. But in real time, we will not use them, sir. Point clear now? And if you want to remove one node completely, you know how to do it. Click on delete. But I am not going to delete it now. So this is how the master and slave is going to work on real time. Achha, okay, fine, sir. Like in freestyle, you've shown us how to do this. But in pipeline, how we are going to do it means all of you know how to write the CA pipeline, right? Continuous integration. Can you tell me how to write continuous integration pipeline? Okay. So first of all, let's start with it now. So click on here and write, tell me the process. Pipeline. Wait, spelling is wrong. Pipeline. Next, click on here. Agent, I am giving it as any. Next, stages. Stage. What is your stage number 1? Checkout. Inside stage, I want, right? Inside steps, SH. But currently we are using Git, right? So you need to give here Git. So take the source code from the GitHub here. It's your GitHub. Go here and take the source code. And after getting this one, so you need to go for stage number 2. Stage number 2 is build stage. Which stage? You can use single quotes or double quotes, guys. It doesn't matter. Build. Again, steps. What is the command I want to run here? SH mvn compile. Stage number 3. Tell me. Stage. Then steps. Then SH. Next. Last one. stage, artifact, steps, sh, mvn, package, or you can use clean package. It is continuous integration pipeline. Already all of you know, we've seen. What is the shortcut for here, your pipeline? Shortcut for pipeline. Said one shortcut, right? Pass. So here instead of agent any, now open a brace and give label. Well, for example, I want to build on slave one. What is the label for slave one? For slave two, whatever the label you want to give the label here. Just click agent and give the name of the label. But I think the pipeline syntax is wrong. Okay, fine. So now if you click on build now, automatically it is going to make a build on where it is going to make a build. It got fail. Why it got fail here? Because there is some syntax mistake here. What is the mistake here? Don't worry if you have syntax mistake, like we will troubleshoot it. Click on configuration. In the configuration, you can see like where it got mistaken. Okay, in stages, we have the mistake here. Wait, it's clearly showing the stages. Inside stages, we have the. Okay, here this is one extra additional thing. Here it is happened. Fine. Now you can click on save. Wait, what happened? Okay, fine, got it. Let me do one thing. Instead of writing this one more time, already we have the last class thing, right? Let me get it. The internet is too slow here. Like even this is not working properly. What is the only thing I want to change it instead of agent any? I want to put label. Is it making build on like Raham or not, sir? No. We go to console output. No. In the console output, you can check it very clearly. So currently, if you go to top, running on slave number 2. Why? Because we give the label of slave number 2 itself. Is it running now? You can see checkout, build, test, artifact, everything we are able to see or not. So this is the concept of master and slave. Now you got the complete idea about master and slave. That's it. And one more small concept we are having is like SonarQube concept. It is very easy. So we can just run a script. That script is going to set up SonarQube for us. So basically, SonarQube is not that much of important concept, if you ask me. Why? Because the main purpose of using SonarQube is to check the code quality. What is the main purpose, sir? Let me show you here. Here it is. But before that, like first of all, let me give these notes for all of you. So it is my notes. So make the heading as no SonarQube. Don't write the notes, just put the heading SonarQube. Guys, pipeline notes have I given for you? Okay, fine. Okay. Sonar. Are you seeing SonarQube here? So let's discuss what is the meaning of SonarQube. Basically, the main purpose of using SonarQube is to check the code quality. What is the main purpose? Sir, as a developer, you write the code, sir. But you want to check the quality of code or not, sir? You want to check the bugs inside code or not, sir? Or you want to check the rating of your code or not, sir? So that is going to be completely done by the SonarQube tool. Which tool? Again, it's not the DevOps tool. It comes under developer and testing activities. But as a DevOps engineer, in some pipelines, we need to implement SonarQube. So production routing is not required, but initially, whenever the code is built, so at that time, we need to check the quality of that code. If the quality of the code is going to good, then we can convert into artifact. So this SonarQube can support up to how many programming languages? 20 plus. What is the main advantage is it is going to make the find bugs easily. It will improve the developer skills very, very easily. Why? Because if they check the code, if they find the bugs in future, they are not going to repeat the mistakes, right? So this can help the developers to update their skills. And code duplication. For example, a developer write duplicate code. That means he write the code and second time he wrote the same code. That is what we can call as code duplications. So this SonarQube will check entire code. If it find any duplicate code, it is going to intimate to the developers. It is going to intimate to whom, sir? Developers. So here we are having vulnerabilities. What is the meaning of vulnerability? Vulnerability means like security issues, we can call it as. Okay. So those can be assessed. And finally, code smells also going to be checked by the SonarQube. So simply one thing about SonarQube is it is to check the code quality. It is the tool of developers and testers, but as a DevOps engineer, you need to have some minimum basic about this one. But in real time, it is not required to implement SonarQube on all pipelines. We can implement SonarQube separately. We can create some separate pipeline for it. Then we can take the code into production pipeline. So now port number for SonarQube is going to be 9000. And what is the dependency of SonarQube? And it requires T2 medium. So that means if you try to use T2 micro, it is not going to happen. Why? Because it required at least 2 CPUs. How many CPUs? So this is how it is going to work. First of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an EC2 instance with T2 medium now. T2 micro will not be supportable. Okay. Click on launch instance. So I'm giving the name as SonarQube. Internet is too bad here. It's taking a lot of time to. Oh man, it's taking so much of time. SonarQube. So next year, am I'm going to take it as like Amazon Linux 2022 only, not 23. And instance type, can I proceed with T2 micro, sir, here? I think it will come by tomorrow. It's working too slowly, even than expected. And storage, it is recommended to take 20 GB, or you can take up to 30 GB also, but recommended is 20 GB. But let's go for 30. Key pair is not showing now. And in the meanwhile, I'll try to explain you the setup of SonarQube. Just give me 1 second. So first of all, here we are using scripts, sir. Okay. Launch an instance with 9000 and T2 medium enable. So go for OPT folder. Duplicate command is to download files from internet. From this file, try to download SonarQube. Okay. This is the link actually. And try to unzip the SonarQube. And SonarQube is going to work with Java 11. How it is going to work? I need to create a user called Sonar user, and I am giving permission of Sonar user and SonarQube to SonarQube folder entirely. You know the ch1 command. And give chmod. Chmod means to give the executable permission. I am giving executable to all the complete folder and files. And log in as SonarQube like user. Run these commands manually. If you go to cd opt SonarQube folder in bin in Linux, run the command called sh sonar.start. If you run this command, and you can get the complete output. So you can directly run this one like this sh SonarQube start. This is the script that is going to start the SonarQube server. And finally, if you want to check the status, so you can put this one status. It is going to show the status. And the default username is going to be admin. And password is going to be also admin. It is not. I'll try to create a new one better. So now click on launch instance, sir. Now your instance is going to launch. So in the meanwhile, you try to connect with your session here. SH. So here specify username. What is the username? EC2 hyphen. And password, sorry, PEM I just download on the download folder. I kept it on download folder. So you can go to your download folder to get the key pair. And IP address, you will get it by anyway. If you go to here, and if you click on instances, now you can see your IP address. Currently it is on pending status now. Are you seeing IP address here? Copy this IP address and try to give it here. Is it running now? So just try to run that script, sir. Don't do anything. Just to give vim sonar.sh. Already I have shown you the script, right? So copy this entire script till here. Okay, this is the entire script actually. So from hash exclamatory bin bash to this. So now it is going to set up the SonarQube now. Is it doing setup automatically or manually? Will do automatically. So once you log into Sonar user, right? You need to run the script. How to run the script means sh inside opt folder, inside Sonar, go for bin, go for Linux, to use sonar.sh start. What I'm doing now? SonarQube is started or not, sir? If you want to check, you can give the status. Here I have given everything. Okay. Here I have given everything. Run this command server on manually, and the username is going to be admin and password. I need to give like this better. User admin and password is also going to be admin. Now, how to connect? Copy the public IP address of your SonarQube server, and what is the port number, sir? Oh wait. Username and password both are admin. So Vanessa, by default, you will work with public IP address only, Vanessa. Of course, if you want to work with private IP address, you can work. Okay. Click on home. Now here we want to integrate our project. How to integrate project means I'll tell you. First of all, login admin, and password is also going to be admin. Click on login. Don't say. So give the old password as admin. If you want to change your password, give your new password. I'm giving the password as Raham123 as of now. Oh, wait. So now here we want to integrate our project. How we are going to integrate project means, first of all, click on add a project. So click on manual, or if your project is on GitHub, you can go for GitHub, but currently we cannot go for manual. My project name is going to be Netflix. What is my project name? Click on setup. So your project is going to have one token. So basically we generate token. Token is, I'm going to give it as ABCD. What is the name of the token? Are you getting one token? Okay. Click on continue. So currently what is our build tool? Maven. Are you seeing these commands here? If you directly run these commands, it is going to perform the SonarQube operation. Just copy it here. And if you go to Jenkins, add a new stage here. But again, one more thing you want to know that I'll tell you later. Don't worry. So click on stage. I'm going to give it as code quality stage. Which stage? And code quality need to be before artifact, but we will try to exchange it later. But as of now, I'm showing it here, but we'll try to exchange it later. Next, give steps. SH, 3 single quotes open and 3 single quotes close. Why? Because here I'm having multi lines, right? So here I need to run all of these commands at single line. So just arrange the pattern like this. MVN. I'll explain this, like how it is going to work. First one is the name of your project. What is my project I have given? Second one is going to be my IP address of SonarQube. And third one is going to be the login token. Okay, fine. So if I go here and if I click on save and if I click on build now, automatically it is going to perform the code quality. But just understand like what is going to happen now. Build got. Why? Because here, if I want to make the code quality testing, first of all, I need to configure the SonarQube plugin. Have you downloaded SonarQube plugin? if you download SonarQube plugin, it will work. Previously, couple of months ago, even though if you don't configure SonarQube plugin, this will work previously. But latest version need to download the plugin and you need to configure the URLs. That is not yet configured. That concept we are going to see on tomorrow's session. How to download SonarQube plugin, how to configure, and how to integrate with pipeline. Is the concept clear for you now? So that's it for today's session. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop all of these servers. Why? Because in tomorrow's session, day after tomorrow's session, we are going to use the same servers. So instead of creating all of them separately, if I stop them, I can use it on my future classes. So that's it for today's session, sir. Now in today's class, if you are having any doubts or any queries, you can ask me now. First of all, before going for doubts and queries, is the class clear for all of you today? Everyone? Fine. Now if you are having any queries, guys, you can ask me now. First of all, write troubleshooting. That is very, very important. Write troubleshooting. How to check if the, okay, this is done, right? Troubleshooting in master and slave, already we discussed. User authentication, Java installation. So write this. If master and slave got failed, these are the troubleshooting. First of all, check username and password. Second, check Java is installed or not. These are the two possible cases what you can get for master and slave. So how you are going to troubleshoot master and slave issues, sir? First of all, you need to check username and password issue. Second one, you need to check the Java that is properly installed or not. So this is the troubleshooting skill, like steps for today's session. So, and like doubts and queries, like we'll discuss on tomorrow's session. Why? Because it's almost late for the next class. I hope like online, if you are not having any doubts, we can close this session. Swapnil, what is not clear in SonarQube? Can you tell me which part you are not able to understand? Okay, don't do anything like you have the setup on my like text format, right, Swapnil? Just try to practice it, okay, by seeing the video. Sure, Venkatesh, I'll tell you how to use SonarQube, okay? Don't worry about it. Okay, then, so guys, is the class clear for all of you offline? Any doubts or any queries from your end? Okay, so if like Matkar, if you're having any doubts, you can speak. I give unmute option. Just go ahead. Be it quick, okay? Matkar. I give unmute option for you if you want to speak. Okay, fine then. So if you don't have any queries, thanks guys. Thanks for joining today's session. So let's meet on tomorrow's class. Have a great day. Bye all.